in the Knolls, once upon a time, barely noticed outside the state of Florida. But those battles in the 80s and the 90s put both programs on the national map, made both of them champions, and we are lucky to have another showdown between these two today. A live look at Hard Rock Stadium. It's the Florida State Seminoles and the Miami Hurricanes. Along with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. Let's go down to our sideline reporter, Holly Rowe.
Catching up with the Seminoles head coach pregame, this is obviously a huge matchup. With the 5-game winning streak on the line, they understand that they are facing one of the best teams in the country. A top 25 matchup. He's been warning his team all week at practice. Do not take them lightly. They want to be 1-0 after this week and keep the streak alive. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Holly. Looking forward to see how this one goes. And the Canes headed toward the ball, and we're ready for action. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. From the gun, stopped right at the line of scrimmage, no gain on the play, and this crowd getting even more juice. Guys, let's look big picture at Florida State. Really interesting matchup here. It's always fun when the top two teams in the conference get to square off in the regular season. With all the expansion, it's become a little bit of a rarity, hasn't it?
It has. Obviously, there's so many teams in each conference, but head-to-head still very much matters. So if you're sitting, obviously, at the top like these teams are, the head-to-head this day will really matter down the road.
Yeah, this was a game we circled way back in the preseason, expecting these two teams to be as good as they are, and now we get to find out who's the best in conference. Both these teams relishing this opportunity to show not only their opponent, but the rest of the conference who the top dog is.
Big third down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. Nice job to get it past the sticks, and they get him down at the 35.
It's a really good sign if you're on offense here. You're putting it on your offensive line on third down. Critical down and distance, opening drive of the game. Let those guys fire off, get a hat on a hat. You can run the ball, pick up the first. You're around midfield. And all things looking pretty good here early for this offense.
Back to throw, it's Daniels. Incomplete, a 50-50 ball won by no one that time.
That's a throw the QB would like to have back. He just has to do a better job giving his receiver a chance to make the catch.
They'll need a bunch on second down. So Miami signals for a timeout. After using an early one, 2 left for them to spend. On 2nd and 10, a 4 wide out set, trips right. From the gun. Timed that hit perfectly to keep him from making the grab. It'll be third down.
What a hit by the defender. That's a good throw, and that was going to be caught, but how about the defender dislodging the football from its intended target? Nice job.
Third and long, a lot of ground to cover. From the gun, wants to pass. And the defense got him at the 27.
And they get to the quarterback and get the sack. That's a big emphasis for this defense. They saw a week ago this offense gave up 3 sacks. They need to get to him early and often and create some indecision. Nice job getting a sack early in this football game.
And the Seminoles will bring the punt team onto the field. Going to field this one in tight quarters. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. Mensah. Oh, pressure's coming. Got him for the sack. This defense turning up the intensity.
Man, that is exactly the opposite of what this offense talked about. They talked about staying ahead of the chains with us in meetings and making sure they stay on schedule. And the first play, not very good protection, a big loss, and now immediately, Palmer, in a predictable passing situation.
That is such a gut punch for the offense, especially the play caller, because you know it, David. He's already scripted the first 10 plays. They've been practicing those all week long. You take a sack on the opening play, it completely
picked off. What a play to set him up. Oh, he's got some space. Touchdown, Florida State. This defense making a big play and putting it in the end zone. Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. Oh, do you just hate to see it? Blew the extra point.
Number 36, set to kick this one away.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Lyle. Not nearly as much as he had hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. That Miami offense back onto the field. They'd love to get something started here, down 6-0. He'll try to do it himself. How about the power there to get it across the 20 and up to the 21-yard line? Let's take a minute and talk about Miami. This is exactly how you want to start conference play. Early in the race for sure, but precisely the type of foundation you need to set.
And this is really the meat on the bone in the schedule, right? A lot of teams have out-of-conference games early in the season, but now is where it matters the most. You talk to any coach, they'll tell you, David, number 1 on the goal sheet is to win your conference.
And I think it's so hard because of the familiarity. You play these same teams every single year. You know them inside and out. They know your scheme, you know their scheme, and sometimes
snags it, and there's running room. Now they'll really try to get this drive going. Good execution on third down as they have it 1st and 10 at the 31.
Well, they pick up the first down there on the screen. I love the offensive line there, allowing the pass rush to get way up the field. They completely baited their guys, made them think that they got beaten, that they were going to get the sack, and then they sneak the running back screen right in behind them and pick up the first.
Going to audible here. Let's see what they do. They give it to him again. Slams ahead for a yard out to the 33.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Darian Mensah from the gun on third down. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there. They're getting to the line quickly and staying out there on 4th down. Here's Mensah to throw. And he will go down. Couldn't get rid of it in time, and the defense gets a sack on 4th down. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. Dropping back, it's Daniels. Here comes the heat. And they got it.
Man, a lot of coaches talk about starting the drive positive and the first play that can get you going. The QB just kept backing up and going backwards, and that is not the start to the drive they were looking for.
The Seminoles now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Wants to go up top on 2nd down. In traffic, it's Riles. And this defense is a half a beat behind. They just can't quite keep up. They've got it down to the 21.
That's a really good-looking throw there. And I think about back in my day playing for the Gators, we were known as having this high-octane passing attack with Steve Spurrier, but every time we played the Seminoles and Chris Swanke, who, of course, would go on to win a Heisman Trophy, we knew that we were going to have to be executing at a high level. This guy right here, when he gets going and he gets into a groove, he just does not miss. He is able to light up the scoreboard for the Seminoles.
He'll set up to throw. Looking to get it in. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Seminoles! They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is good. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they get it into the end zone with a 6-yard touchdown pass.
Number 36, set to kick it off.
That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Here's Darian Mensah to throw. Look out! Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. Touchdown, Noles! The defense putting points on the board. No midseason concentration lapse here in Week 7 as they push out that lead. He'll try to tack on one more. And the extra point is good, and the lead moves to 20. He'll start the return inside his 5. The coverage team maintains his discipline, not much doing on that return. This should be the last play of the quarter. Hits inside, it's Fletcher. And he'll pick up a few yards before he's dragged down, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. First play of the period will be a 2nd down. Throwing, Mensah. Out wide right, it's Mueller. First catch of the season as this freshman tight end wastes no time getting involved.
Every drive is obviously important, but now that you've dug yourself a hole, this offense, they need to score here. Like, before the half, they need to move this ball down the field. Nice job in the passing game. Got to put a few together. Need to get some points to cut into this lead right before the half.
Looking to the big tight end. Out wide left, it's Mueller. Finds a seam! And he's brought down after making the big catch, but not before he picks up more than 40. They have been stagnant on offense, but finally a little forward movement as they've got a 1st and 10. In the red area, it's Fletcher. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive.
The defense wins that one, and the offensive line was challenged by their coaching staff coming into this game to try and get push up front, establish the line of scrimmage. They're going to have to do a better job running than that if they're going to win this one.
Fake to the back, wants to throw it. Moves to his right. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative, and that time, quarterback, nice job buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield, nothing there, so instead of throwing it away, getting the incomplete, just get what...
And he throws his third pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up with a big play. The Seminoles offense comes out ready to get this drive started. To the air, it's Daniels. Rushes on. They got him. Great pressure by this defense.
Man, this offense, they gotta find something. They gotta get in a rhythm somehow. So far, no success, not protecting the quarterback. Really, the only good thing I can say so far is they haven't turned the football over.
I'll send the tight end in motion. Second down to the air. Right side, it's Thomas. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. This defense happy with how that last play turned out, so they'll decline the penalty. Third down, they need 12. From the gun, wants to pass. Left side is Lopez. He's going to come up about 5 yards short of the line to gain. And the Noles decide to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He'll try to make the catch in traffic. Was looking for more running room, but found nothing but more tacklers. He's down at the 24. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Fletcher. Gets the nose of the ball to the 25, give him 1. When you think of the significance of these two programs in the history of college football, remarkable that they've only been playing since 1951.
It's crazy because there's so many games you can pull out of your brain, Reese, and I'm sure because you were born then when this rivalry started, that so many games that were so important that had such big implications, Jesse.
Yeah, it seems like over the course of 3 decades, right? The 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, every time these two teams played, Miami and Florida State, we were talking about how it would impact the national championship picture. This really has been one of the better rivalries in the sport, even though it's really not that old. Well, this team found themselves in a hole really quickly. Good things need to start happening, and they got to happen now. There's a big play that the offense desperately needed. A big pitch and catch. That's going to give them some confidence. That hopefully shifts the momentum their way a little bit, but they've got to cap this off now with a touchdown cut into their opponent's lead.
The Hurricanes with the 1st and 10. Running inside, it's Fletcher. Won't back down from anyone. Delivers the blow and gets it to the 29.
Well, I know he was struggling to get going early in this game. That right there, though, was easily his best run so far. And this is one of the more talented running backs you're going to see in the entire nation. They need more runs like that to get this offense going if they're going to win this game.
He gets it past the first down marker, and a really nice job to set up that screen and move the sticks. The Canes go back to work after moving the chains through the air. Mensah. He's got his man across the middle. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. So the offense, more than happy with the result of the play, will decline the penalty. And the Canes have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. looking to throw. He wants it all. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there.
We just have not seen this offense look very sharp so far in this game, running or throwing it. The second half, throwing it specifically, I think they need to find a better rhythm. They've got to find a way to get some completions strung together.
Second down, gonna throw it. Wide out trying to get it in. Crisp execution in the passing game, and they've got it down to the 3.
Nice job by the defense forcing the 3rd and goal. You can't allow any run after catch in these situations. Play aggressive, play tight, and play physical.
Looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Hurricane. Made the grab and took it on in for the score. Lining up for the PAT. Bangs it through for an extra point. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown, and they finish it up with a 3-yard scoring toss. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. From the gun, the running back has it. And he's brought down after a short gain.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
Give to the running back. Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line.
And I like the thought process on offense here early in this game. They're giving their bell cow the ball early enough. And there are a lot of coaches that outthink themselves. They think, we're going to throw the ball to set up the run instead because everybody on defense knows our guy is the focal point. But this offense is just keeping it simple. Let's just give our best player the football early in this game, and let's just get him into a rhythm.
He's got it on the outside. Breaks away in the middle. Touchdown, Florida State. He got a step and just dusted the field. They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point is good, and the lead moves to 20. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And the score comes on a huge play in the passing game, covering 67 yards to the end zone. On the move from inside his 5. He gets across the 20 and out to the 21-yard line before he stopped right there. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? Here's Mensah to throw. Unloads to the wideout. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. open spaces. Touchdown, Canes! This crowd absolutely loving it as he rolled into the end zone. Getting set for the point after. Hit that one with some aggression for the point after. That drive not too taxing on the playbook. One play, put it in the end zone just like that. Coming out with it, it's Singleton. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken a knee in the end zone. So the offense has done its job. They have the lead, and they'll secure it as we head to halftime. And they don't want to risk a turnover here, so they'll just take the knee and head to the locker room. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Gents, the cream is rising to the top here 7 weeks in. Let's take a look at today's action. We begin with Oklahoma taking on the Kentucky Wildcats. And it's the Sooners who finish off the victory to get to 4-1. They led this one at halftime. They held off a second-half comeback attempt. This group has to be feeling good. Here now some other games you may have interest in. Social media certainly does. Inside the Big 12.
Miami's offense comes out ready to go to work. Trailing by a couple of scores, they'd like to generate some confidence here early in the third quarter.
Down 2 possessions. The coaching staff met in at halftime, and they've probably scripted.
And the sack all the way back at the 5.
And how impressed are you right now at this defensive line here early in the second half? They are getting a tremendous pass rush up front. It doesn't matter what you do in the back end, coverage-wise, blitz-wise. If those dudes up front win the one-on-ones, for any offense, it's going to be an issue. And now, David, they've got this offense backed right up against the wall.
Man, they got them backed up right where they want them. A big opportunity not only to get points for their offense in the future, but maybe get points on their defense, right? When you back them up right here, how aggressive do you want to be? Because as a play caller, I know the defense can be aggressive, which also means I can take shots and sometimes make big plays.
Making the adjustment on the play.
Booster! Go!
Darian Mensah from the gun on third down. Out wide right, it's Lofton. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line.
And it's hard to imagine a defense losing the big fella, losing the tight end, but where was the coverage? Something broke down right there between linebackers and safeties to try to figure out where he was. He's the beneficiary. Catches the football, a lot of grass in front of him to make a big play.
He gets nothing, and they keep plowing ahead with the running game, and they've got very little to show for it. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Here's Darian Mensah to throw. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
All right, you've dug yourself a little bit of a hole offensively. You know you're going to have to throw it here in the second half. You're going to have to make sure, though, you do a better job up front with your pass pro. You got to keep your quarterback standing upright.
Darian Mensah from the gun on third down. Right side, it's Vaughn. Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond.
Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
And how about the big nose tackle? The guy who's right in the middle of the defense, the hardest spot to get a sack because you got the center in front of you, you got the guards right next to you, not a lot of space. Just uses the power, gets through, and gets the big sack.
Return!
Throwing, Mensah. Under pressure. Right through his hands and incomplete, and he'll want that one back. It'll be third down.
And I thought the game plan has been so good by this defense, man. They know exactly who his go-to guy is out wide, and they're doing a great job of mixing up coverage, taking that away. Listen, this QB doesn't have to go to him, and that's why I think you look next. Who's your next best playmaker?
He's going to let it go. Another interception. This guy just can't find his own players. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. They'd love nothing more than to take advantage of that early second-half turnover and cash in and tack a little bit more onto this lead. Maybe picked up a couple as he gets to the 14. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Looking to pass. It's Daniels.
Nice sack by the defense. Great job getting to him, getting him on the ground. That's the 4th sack of the day. This defense have had some bright moments. They've also given up some big plays. Keep rushing the quarterback, but keep that coverage intact in the back end.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. Third and long, back up inside their 20. He's looking downfield to throw. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions, but I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did on the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good...
Touchdown, Miami! A Lazarus-like comeback is underway. They'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. They didn't have a whole lot of real estate in front of them when they took over possession, but they wasted no time. Couple of plays into the end zone. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. He's stuffed after picking up 1 to the 23.
Well, we're not quite in the fourth quarter yet. We're almost there, but you're seeing the attitude shift now for this offense. They've got the lead, so they've got to be able to run the football. You're going to see a lot more of that, I think, as this game keeps going on. They're trying to wear this defense down when the game is almost over.
To the air, it's Daniels. Incomplete. They fought for it, but it just squirted harmlessly to the ground. Third and long right here. They want to throw it. Out wide right, it's Robinson. Across the 40, out of bounds at the 41, and a big pickup has this offense on the move. Third down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
No, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmys and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide, and I...
Breaks away on the left. He's at the 20. Touchdown, Florida State. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. And now they'll try to get the 2-point conversion, guys. Here's the snap, looking to throw. And it just squirted through his hands. He wanted to take off and got too anxious.
That keeps the score. Florida State 33, Miami 21. Number 36, set to kick this one away.
He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. They'll be able to get off one more play before quarter's end. The run inside. It's Fletcher. He's past the marker. They get him down, and that'll be the final play of the third period. Midway point in the season, in games like this one can have a big impact on the rankings from week to week as we see upsets happen and favorites continuing to flex muscle. They go back to work in the final period of this one. Mensah. That's caught. It's Gilbert. Shakes a man, and he might take off. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down.
This defense better not blink. I know they've got a lead here in the fourth quarter, but just look at who they're going against. This quarterback is one of the best in the nation. They cannot rest on their laurels. Someone's going to have to make a play.
And the Hurricanes, right after the huge play through the air, back to the line. Quarterback changing the play. Fresh set of downs going up top. Going downfield for the big play. And his 5th interception of the game, a miracle they haven't pulled him yet. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. And that interception might well be the nail in the coffin. Offense gets the ball back, up by 2 scores. Punches ahead. They'll give him a yard to the 13.
Late in football games, I have a plan. I want to run the football. I want to put my quarterback in great situations if I do throw it. low risk, keep that clock moving, get a few first downs, and if I get a few first downs with that clock moving, I get the W and get out of here.
Handoff again. The draw draws nothing except a swarm of tacklers. He's stopped immediately.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Got his man. He was able to get it out to the 17-yard line, but a fourth down is coming.
Ooh, and that's a nice sigh of relief for the defense too, right? There was a broken tackle. The guy made it look like he was going to pick up the first, but because of great effort defensively, they were able to get the stop, and now they're setting up fourth down.
Not a lot of room to make this catch. The coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. Canes offense comes onto the field looking to put together a drive. They get the ball back after the punt, and they've got to be efficient here as time is winding down. Looking for a deep man. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
Well, this has been a day to forget if you're this quarterback. And I got to be honest, guys, I'm surprised he's still even in the game right now because he has had zero rhythm. He hasn't been accurate. He's thrown a ton of interceptions. Most coaches would have pulled their guy by now. I know the guy I played for back in college, he would have pulled me about 2 interceptions ago.
They'll snap it from the 39, 1st and 10. Quarterback signaling to his guys.
Booster, booster.
Here's Mensah to throw. Rush right in his face. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are, you're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now if you're the play caller, certainly if you're the quarterback, that you're going to have time to throw.
Throws to the wideout. Can hang on after the hit, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Trying to pick up a 1st down. Darian Mensah from the gun on 3rd down. And they almost had another one. Rare is the occasion when you're happy to see 4th down, but it's better than throwing another pick.
This quarterback has thrown a lot of picks. I don't know if he's just not seeing the field right or he's just trying to force too many throws. That should have been number 4 right there, but the defender dropped it.
Got to make the play on 4th. Fires to the wideout. Hauls it in easily enough for the 1st down. And he's brought down, but they believe the offense could convert the 4th down, and it paid off. And the Canes have this offense rolling. Here's Darian Mensah to throw. Unloads to the wideout. They make the stop at the 2, but he's got enough to give them a 1st and goal. The offense threatening, close to the end zone now with a new set of downs.
Here we go, ready, go, go.
They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. Fighting his way for every inch, but he still needs a few more. He stopped short of the goal line. The coach still thinks he was right. The officials say he was not. The challenge is denied and the timeout is gone. Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal?
Return. Ready. Where did he go?
Throwing, Mensah. They're all over him. Touchdown, Hurricane! And the comeback is on. Ready to try the point after. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. That touchdown drive covered 61 yards. And they finish it off with a short plunge into the end zone. They got one of the touchdowns they needed, and they'll try to get the ball back right now with the onside kick. They'd hope to get that thing bouncing around, but the hands team is able to corral it.
Well, here in the 4th quarter, they were obviously expecting onside kick. They got their hands team on the field. They're able to jump on the ball and make sure they get possession.
Florida State comes out ready to put something together on this drive. This is everything you could hope for in a rivalry game like this. Close game, waning moments, history waiting to be made, guys.
And it's moments like this why you come and play for these two schools, right? To play in a game like this, in a rivalry like this, in a situation, David, game on the line late, who's going to take it?
And you know when you make this play, you're immortalized. With this kind of rivalry, these are the highlights they'll be showing for years. Everybody will be like, I remember when so-and-so made that play against our biggest rival to seal the deal.
He's got enough. They get him corralled, but he carries it all the way down to the 7-yard line.
And man, is it nice just to have this guy right here. Like, give him the football, and they're going to give it to him early, and they're going to give it to him often. And a lot of times we see, man, late in the games, just like right here, he makes those big plays, wears down the defenses, and he is a handful late.
They'll run it on 1st and goal. Swapped immediately.
And I think my thought process needs to be points are good. Because if I get a field goal here, that's fine. I take the lead by more than a field goal. They got to go the length of the field. But I also want to run this clock, let it continue to work. But the goal is to get a touchdown. So let's see what this offense dials up next.
He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. They'd really rather not have to settle for 3. It's 3rd and goal from the 6. Keeping it on the ground with the single back. He'll be stopped right there. They kept it on the ground on 3rd and goal, and it did not pay off. The Canes will go ahead and call that 2nd timeout. And they'll still have 1 timeout left at their disposal. So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. And it's good! Big 3 points to stretch the lead.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Tackled and brought down right at the 20-yard line. Good coverage there. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. He's changing the play. Mensah. Looking down the middle. And it's another interception as his assault on the record book continues.
And they'll take over 1st and 7.
That boy not afraid of you. Yeah, he's...
Okay, guys, the Florida State offense returns to the field. No need to go Joe Pisarcik, Larry Zonka here, Jesse. Just take the snap and kneel.
Don't need to be old school, although I do like the old school kneel play here. That is true. You just got to force your opponent to use their one timeout, and you've got this thing in the bag.
Yeah, and you can see on the sidelines, they're excited. They're celebrating this. They know this is over if the offense just takes care of the football.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Just feeds the running back. And they get him on the ground, and that's going to do it. Ball game is over. It rarely disappoints when the Seminoles and Hurricanes get together, and it is Florida State celebrating the flaming spear of victory by taking down the U. That's going to do it for us as the season marches on. For David Pollack, Jesse Palmer, and Holly Rowe, I'm Reese Davis. This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football.